Marcia Kish. I'm a blended learning coach, and today I'm answering questions that students have in regards to blended learning. Because from a student's point of view, blended learning can be confusing. So tonight I'm going to answer some of those questions. Let's get started. All right, here's our first question. What is blended learning? That's a great question. We want to be able to define blended learning before we go any further. So blended learning, defined by Michael Horn and the Christensen Institute, states that blended learning allows students to move through the content at their own pace, place, and path, and everything is driven by data. Let me explain. Pace allows you to pick, you can spend as long as you need to work on a learning target. Once you've mastered that learning target, you can move on. Place, working online, offline, standing up, sitting down, working with a friend, working with a buddy, working with a teacher. Path allows you choice. You get to pick what you would like to work on first, second, and third. And finally, data. Data is going to drive your learning goals and objectives. That's where the teacher comes in. She's going to give you mini lessons based on what you are ready to learn. Good? All right, let's move to our next question. Why does my classroom look different? Great observation. First reason is when I go in and work with teachers, we go in and change their space. We want to change the way the classroom looks. If everyone is still sitting in rows and everybody's still facing forward, then we know that we can't do like these learning studios where you're going to be learning from a mini lesson, independent. So we got to change up the space. So this is what that transformed classroom might look like, where you have different pods that you're working in, you have mini lessons, you'll have places where you can stand up and work, but the whole idea is that we're transforming it. And sometimes we even have cool seating that looks like this, where you'll be able to sit, work, and hang out while doing your classroom learning objectives. A lot of our classrooms love putting in these bouncy balls. The reason why they like these bouncy balls is because it gives them a sense of like different textiles while the students are working. Let's see a video of a classroom. Since a classroom is going to be moving a lot, the students no longer have a desk assigned to them, but rather everybody can work together in that space. So here's an example of this classroom. The students have cubbies where they can put their things. They have high top tables, they have low top tables. They have a place where they can go work with the teacher. They have digital content, but the room is for the students. That's what we want in this whole blended learning process. So to answer your question, the reason why your classroom looks different is that's our number one goal. We start by transforming the space. So our next question, what are learning studios? You caught that. Learning studios are places where you can learn the content. Since we're not teaching whole group all the time, you'll now go to different studios to learn about the concept. So let's take a look. Here's an example. There will be a mini lesson studio, an independent practice studio. That's where you're going to be practicing and trying to figure out the problems. Digital content studio, where you're going to be learning online. And a future-ready skills studio, where you're going to be collaborating and working together to solve puzzles and to figure it out. Those learning studios, again, break down into four main areas. Again, that mini lesson, which is with your teacher. Independent would kind of become like that practice. Your digital content, where you're learning online, and those future-ready skills. All four of those make up key components of blended learning. But don't forget, everything is driven by pace, place, and path, and is always using that data to help you to keep moving forward. All right, next question. How do I get to complete all those learning studios? That's a lot. In one class period, what does that look like? So let's break down that class period for you. Let's say that when you walk into the classroom, you have 50 minutes, and in that 50 minutes, you will do an entrance ticket. So maybe just a question of the day. So that'll take about 5 minutes. Then you'll rotate to a mini lesson with the teacher. Then 10 minutes later, you're going to do independent practice. So now we're at 25 minutes of your class is already taken up. Next, you will move to digital content for another 10 minutes, and then future ready skills, where you're going to be collaborating, creating, and building and designing. And then finally, an exit ticket. An exit ticket just to make sure that you got your stuff completed, that you had the learning objectives mastered for that day. So everything's based off about 10-minute increments. But your schedule could look different based on which learning studio you start with and how long you have in your classroom. But we normally say 10 minutes for each learning studio to begin with. Only 10 minutes? Yes, to begin with. Again, eventually we'll take away that timer. The reason why we do 10 minutes is because you're going to rotate through all different areas. So you're learning the same concept in 4 different ways. You're listening, you're practicing, you're watching, and you're doing. So those 4 different ways are going to help you to understand that one learning target. That 10 minutes might seem short, but trust me, once you get going, you'll be like, oh, 10. Next question. Why can't I work at my own pace? You caught that one as well. Wow, you guys are good today. The reason you can't work at your own pace in this beginning is because we have to train you and your teacher on how to get the ideas and concepts to you in a quick way. So that way the teacher can meet with every single student in that given amount of time. But don't worry, that's not the end all. Because remember, the definition said to work at your own pace, place, and path, driven by data. So eventually we will level up in blended learning by first taking away your timer. That means not everybody's going to rotate from one activity to the next. When we take away the timer as a whole group, you now have longer times to work on those different activities, which means we're going to install checklists. So we'll give you a weekly checklist. Here are all the things you need to complete in that given amount of time. And we're going to really be using the data. So I'm going to give you a pre-assessment and see how you do, and then I'm going to give you mini lessons that go on that pre-assessment. And finally, you get the choice to pick where you would like to sit. Instead of me saying, go here, you will have the ability to pick anywhere in the room to work as long as you still work. So this is what that classroom schedule would look like now without a timer. I'm going to give you a week long, so you might have 5 entrance tickets. You'll have 5 mini lessons. You'll have 5 independent practice. Maybe you only watch 3 or 4 videos that will help you understand that concept. And now you're going to do 3 choices. You have a choice on how you'd like to showcase your knowledge of what you just learned. So maybe you make a song, a play, a dance. The choices are endless. But now your classroom schedule looks a lot different because you get a week-long checklist of different items that you need to complete throughout the week. When can we get started with blended learning? This is a best question. As soon as your teacher is ready. All they need to do is take what they normally teach and break it up into those 4 parts. So when they're ready, and if you'd like to try this in your classroom, just have them contact us, DSD Professional Development, and we can get those teachers started. Thanks guys for attending today. I hope this answers your questions on what is blended learning. And we hope that this makes you more future ready, and who knows, maybe you'll see me in your classroom one day.